I got a mother who I want to bring up. She had lost her son a while back to gun violence. I'll save the best for last, y'all. Me and her been doing a lot of work together for many, many moons.
Many years.
Making a lot of transition, going to the prisons, going into the schools,
LA.
standing on the corners.
LA.
All the way, LA to the Bay, everywhere. Please give it up for my sister, no other, Maddie Scott, y'all. I'll hold it for you.
Tina.
It's good to be here. It's good to be here. I'm very emotional right now in my spirit, but I feel good because I see young people, because this is what it's about right here, our young people. These babies, they deserve an education. They deserve to live safe and walk safe in their neighborhoods. They deserve to come to a park and not have to worry about a drive-by. They deserve to go to school and get a decent education. And the teachers deserve to be able to teach them. It's time that we, each one, reach one, teach one. Let's say that. Each one, reach one, and teach one. It's our responsibility as individuals. I have a responsibility. I have a responsibility when my son was alive, and I have a responsibility today, even with the person that killed him. I had to forgive that individual. Why? Because like the 2 stabbings that happened over the weekend, we were all from the same community. Was it painful? Yes, it was. I knew the mother, I knew the young man that took my child's life. He sit in my house, I fed him, gave him bread. When he was in jail, I put money on his books. I had to forgive him. He was intoxicated. Was it an excuse for him to have a gun? No, it was not. But I had to forgive him. If I didn't forgive him, I would have wound up staying on the couch, addicted to alcohol and sedatives, because I was in so much pain and so hurt, I couldn't get out of bed. So I stand before you representing all those mothers who cannot get out of bed, who cannot get off the couch because their child's been murdered. There are some mothers at home right now medicating, sick, disgusted, broke and busted because their child was murdered and their lives was taken, and it affected the whole family, like a dominoes when the domino effect. When violence happens, everybody gets hurt.
That's right.
When somebody go to jail, we all go to jail. When a child gets snatched, it snatches all of us. So it's part of all of our responsibility. Each one of us have a responsibility here today. When you leave here, you march, but it's more. It's gonna take more than just marching. It takes more than marching. You go to church on Sunday. Well, this is church today.
Right.
This is what Jesus did. He went to Samaria and met the woman at the well who had 7 husbands, and he forgave her. He met the woman who was about to commit adultery, and they were going to stone her. What did he say? He who was out sin cast the first stone. Is anybody here sin-free today?
Nope.
I don't think so. Can we throw rocks? I don't think so. So it's time for us to stand up. Stand up for justice for our children in this country. It's an atrocious act that's going on across this nation. Yes, our police officers, we need them. We need to help bring solutions to our police department so that they can be a better service in our community, so that we can stop the brutality that's going on. They're scared too. They're scared too. It ain't like it was when we were coming up. When you outgunned, you're an officer and kids are running around with Uzis. We got to think about that, because at the end of the day, I want my child to come home, I want your child to come home, but I want that officer to go home too, to his family. We cannot be hating on folks when things happen. You know, we're trying to stop and squash the stuff that's penetrating right now all over Facebook because of the stabbing that took place yesterday with the Latino kid and the African-American kid. We ain't having it. We mothers ain't having it. We coming together to squash that. And we want you to squash it on Facebook. Stop the drama on Facebook. Don't use Facebook as a weapon. Use it for positivity.
That's right.
Send out your love and your condolences for both sides of the family. And to pray for that young man who's up there in juvenile hall now charged with murder. He's hurting right now. Hurt people, but heal people, heal people.
Amen.
Because I got healed, I'm able to stand here with Rudy and Tashawn and others and do this work. We can't do it by ourselves. We need your help. We need your support. And we need to send City Hall a message that we're not going to tolerate the violence against citizens of San Francisco and poor housing. We're not going to tolerate violence in our schools, shutting them down and busting our kids and not giving them a quality education. That's violence. Right. We're not going to tolerate violence of the homeless and perpetrating and stopping and frisking out young men of color. Right. All those are acts of violence, but we got to work together with solutions, with the police department, with City Hall, with the mayor, with the teachers, with the parents. It's about all of us or none of us. It's got to be. It's got to be about all of us or none of us. It's time to stop the killing and start the healing. Let's say it. It's time to stop the killing and start the healing. I want you to feel that, because I'm feeling it right now for those two mothers. We got a mother that's going to the cemetery. Then we got another mother who's going to have to go to court to watch her baby get arraigned at 14 years old for murdering another baby. That should bother us. That should bother every one of us. Okay? We named the bridge. That's fine. Everybody came out for the bridge. But everybody needs to be here for our babies.
Come on now.
For our babies. Where everybody at? It is time. It is time. We owe to these children. It is not fair. It is not fair to them. We need to send a message to City Hall, to our governor, to our school board. Enough is enough and we're not taking it.
Come on.
We have 3,000 mothers that's going to march on Washington, D.C. next year. Mothers in Charge. Google that. Google mothersincharge.org. You'll see us. We're not playing across this nation. 506 died in Chicago, 365 in Philadelphia, 275 in New York. Enough is enough.
Come on now.
We tired of going to the cemetery. We want graduations and not funerals. Okay? We urge you, you heard what that young man said, and you heard what Tashawn said. The only way we're going to win this is in the voting booth. We got to have an agenda for these elected officials, and they're going to stick to it or else. There you go. It's time to vote. If you're not registered, I urge you to vote, because that's where your power is.
Right.
My mother and them was beat on, spit on, dogs, ravaged by dogs, for all of us to have freedom here today. I watched that as a child growing up in the South in Jim Crow, Mississippi. Okay? And that's why I fight hard like I do. I ain't fighting just for my son. I'm fighting for all of our babies.
Right.
And justice for all of us. No matter what color you are, no matter what ethnicity is, no matter what your religion, no matter what sexual orientation you are. We are all God's children.
Come on now.
We are all God's children. And each one of us is a flower, a beautiful flower made by God. Don't you think that you are not, because you are. But today we got a bouquet, because look at all the flowers here. We all together. A bouquet for justice. Thank you.
Hey, one more time for Maddie Scott. I told you I'd say the best for last, y'all.
2, 3.